You know that feeling when you open your Airbnb dashboard and it looks like Swiss cheese, empty dates everywhere, bookings slower than they used to be, and cleaning fees eating half of what's left? You start adding it up, the mortgage, the utilities, the supplies, the management cut, and you realize you're basically breaking even or even losing money. And then you think, how is everyone else out there crushing it when I'm barely keeping the lights on? And here's the truth. It's not you. It's not that your house isn't nice enough or your photos aren't good enough. The entire Phoenix short-term rental market has changed. The days of easy money from Airbnb are gone. And if you're still running your property like it's 2019, you're going to keep feeling that profit squeeze. So in this video, I'm breaking down the hidden costs that are quietly killing your Airbnb profit, and I'll show you exactly how investors here in Phoenix are fixing it with a midterm rental strategy that actually works in today's market. So let's get to it. All right, so let's just say it straight. Airbnb used to be the golden ticket. You'd buy a place, throw some furniture in it, snap a few photos, and the bookings rolled in. Back then, Phoenix was one of the hottest short-term rental markets in the country, especially Scottsdale, Tempe, and the East Valley. But now, everyone's doing it. Inventory exploded, regulations got tighter, and guest behavior has changed. I see it with my clients every single week. Properties that used to gross $7,000 a month are now lucky to pull in $4,000. And after expenses, some are actually negative. So what happened? Let's look at where the money really is going, because these hidden costs sneak up fast and can destroy your ROI if you're not tracking them closely. Hidden cost number one, platform fees. Airbnb quietly shifted its fee structure recently, and most hosts don't realize how big the impact actually is. They've moved to a host-only fee model, which means the platform now takes about 15 to 16% directly from your payout. Guests no longer see a separate service fee, so your pricing has to absorb it. That means if you list your Scottsdale home at $4,500, you're really netting closer to $3,800 after platform fees before cleaning, utilities, and management. And that's not even counting the cost of running on multiple platforms like VRBO or Booking.com, which have their own fees and rules. Listen, I'm not anti-Airbnb at all. It's still a great exposure tool, but relying it as your only source of income can get risky when you're competing with thousands of other listings in the Phoenix metro area. That's why more of my investor clients are diversifying, adding furnished finders or direct booking options for 30 to 90-day stays. It's steadier, lower cost traffic, and you keep more of your revenue. Hidden cost number two, cleaning and turnovers. This one hurts the most. Every time a guest leaves, you're paying for a professional clean, $150, $200, sometimes $300 depending on the property size. Multiply that by 6 to 8 turnovers a month, and suddenly you're spending $1,200 to $2,000 a month just in cleaning. And that's not counting restocking toilet paper, paper towels, shampoo, coffee pots, all the consumables guests expect but don't value. In Phoenix, cleaning costs have jumped since COVID because quality cleaners are in demand. If your home's in Scottsdale or Tempe, expect to pay more because labor costs and expectations are higher. Compare that to a midterm rental where you might have one cleaning a month, maybe two if a guest leaves early. Right there, you save $1,000 or more every month. Hidden cost number three, management and maintenance. Let's talk about management because this is one of the areas a lot of investors misunderstand. Yes, management is an expense, but it also is what protects your profit and your sanity. In Phoenix, most short-term rental managers charge 20 to 25% of gross revenue, and honestly, that's fair when you realize what's involved. Guest communication, 24/7 availability, cleanings, maintenance calls, scheduling, and compliance. But here's the catch. When you're turning over guests every few days, that workload and cost skyrockets. That's where midterm rentals really shine because you're hosting fewer guests per year, maybe 6 to 10 instead of 60 to 100. Your management stays proactive but predictable. You still get professional support without constant chaos. That's why I always tell owners, management isn't the problem. It's how much management your model requires. Midterm rentals are easier to manage well, which means you can still have a great guest experience and higher net profit without burning out. And the cost of the management fee is usually less than if they're managing an STR. Hidden cost number four, utilities and seasonality. Here's something most new hosts don't calculate properly: variable utilities. In the summer, your electric bill in Phoenix can easily hit $350 to $400 a month, even for a small home. And water, internet, and streaming, and you're at 500 plus before you've paid for one guest. And the kicker? You're not full year round. Scottsdale's high season is February to May. Tempe slows down once ASU students leave. Summer bookings fall off a cliff unless you drastically discounting. Midterm rentals smooth that out. When your average stay is 60 to 90 days, you're booking professional tenants who don't care about seasons. They're here for work, travel nurse assignments, relocations, or insurance housing. You're not chasing nightly rates. You're filling your calendar with steady, predictable income. Hidden cost number 5, taxes and compliances. Here's where a lot of Phoenix hosts get blindsided. The city of Phoenix, Scottsdale, and Tempe all have different registration and tax requirements. Short-term rentals under 30 days pay transaction privilege tax and sometimes local lodging taxes on top of that. That's 12 to 15% of your revenue gone. And if you're not filing correctly, you risk fines or even having your listing suspended. Midterm rentals, 30 plus days, are exempt from most of those lodging taxes. It's cleaner, simpler, and way easier to manage legally under Arizona real estate laws. So let's put this together with an example because this is where it clicks. Let's take a 3-bedroom home in Scottsdale. You're grossing $4,800 a month on Airbnb at 65% occupancy. Here's a breakdown. Airbnb fee, $720. Management, $960. Cleanings, $1,200. Utilities, $400. Supplies and maintenance, $250. Taxes, $500. Total expenses, $4,030. You're maybe netting $770. And if your mortgage is $3,000, you're negative $2,200 before you even factor in wear and tear. Now let's take that same property as a midterm rental. Furnish Finder or direct booking platforms are about $100. Management fee, $720 at 15%. Cleanings, $200 per month. Utilities, $400. Supplies and maintenance, $150. Taxes, $0. You don't have TPT taxes. Total, $1,570. Now you're grossing $3,600 a month with predictable long stays, and your expenses are cut by 60%. Even if your rent is slightly lower, your net return is higher and your stress level drops by 90%. That's the reality I see every week managing properties here in the Valley. It's not that Airbnb doesn't work at all anymore. It just doesn't work the same as it used to. The margins are tighter, competition is higher, and guest expectations are through the roof. Investors who keep doing the same thing are getting crushed, but investors who adapt, the ones pivoting to midterm rentals, are stabilizing their income, protecting their assets, and freeing up their time. That's the real win. So if you're sitting here thinking, okay, Stacey, I get it, but how do I actually do this without losing all my momentum? Here's your roadmap. I call it my 3-step transition framework, and this is exactly what I help my clients do at Sun to Summit. Step 1, we're gonna reposition your listing. You don't have to delete your Airbnb listing. Just reposition it for 30-day plus stays. Go into your settings and set the minimum stay to 30 days. Update your title and description with phrases like perfect for traveling professionals or insurance placements. That immediately shifts who finds you. Next, add your property to Furnish Finder, Zillow Furnished Rentals, or a direct booking site tied to your management system. Those platforms attract exactly the guests who stay longer and pay reliably. Then adjust your photos and amenities. Show a workspace, a stocked kitchen, a clean laundry area, the things long stay guests actually care about. Number 2, simplify your operations. Midterm rentals don't need the same level of turnover chaos. You can keep one great cleaner who comes once a month instead of weekly. Switch from nightly rate tracking to monthly pricing with utilities included. Use automation tools like OwnerRez, that's what I use, to manage communication, leases, and payments. Once it's set up, it runs like clockwork. And because guests stay longer, you have far fewer emergencies, fewer 11 p.m. texts, and less wear and tear. This is where your management partner really makes a difference. They handle the systems and make sure it all runs smoothly. Step 3, protect and optimize your ROI. Finally, track your numbers. Pull a 6-month snapshot of your Airbnb gross and compare it to your projected midterm rental income. Factor in the reduced fees, lower turnover, and no lodging taxes. Most of my clients see their net increase 10 to 20% within a few months, even if their gross is lower, simply because their expenses drop so dramatically. And because your property is being used more gently, you're preserving long-term value too. This is where most investors realize it's not about what you make, it's about what you keep and how stress-free it feels getting there. So here's the bottom line. The hidden costs of Airbnb are real, and they're eating into profits faster than most hosts realize. But that doesn't mean you failed. It's just time to pivot. The investors winning in 2025 are the ones adapting, using midterm rentals for stability and predictable cash flow while still keeping their properties in high-demand areas like Scottsdale, Tempe, Chandler, and Gilbert. That's what smart investing looks like today. If you're ready to figure out whether a midterm rental makes sense for your property or you want help setting one up, reach out to me directly. And if you want the exact setup checklist, ROI worksheet, and pricing formula I use with my clients, grab my Investor Starter Playbook. It walks you step by step through how to analyze, furnish, and manage a midterm rental that performs. It's not free. It's a small $27 investment, but it will save you thousands of mistakes and hours of trial and error. You can grab it through the link below or shoot me a text and I'll send it your way. I'm Stacy Miller with Sun to Summit Real Estate and Management Services, powered by West USA Realty, helping investors turn their properties into predictable, profitable, hands-off rentals.